Hi, my name's Billy, I read books and I've read The Three-Body Problem by Cixin Liu, and this is book number 1 in the Remembrance of Earth Past series. It was published in November 2014 and is approximately 400 pages long. Now, I've described this in the title to this video as being like Blake Crouch meets Ready Player One. Now, let me tell you what I mean by that. Now, to start with, I knew nothing about this book going into it. I don't read the back of the book, I don't read a synopsis, I don't listen to videos that tell me all about the plot, even in a spoiler-free review. I like to hear that books are good, forget about them for a while, then come back to it, so I'm going in totally blind. Now, quite often this works well. I'm not sure how well it worked with this one, because it could have maybe helped giving me a bit of a heads up as to what I was expecting, because I didn't know what I was expecting when I went into this. So what's it about? Well, the book is set in China during the Cultural Revolution, which I believe is in the 1960s. Now, I know very little about this time period in Chinese history. So it was very interesting to read about, and the book starts off set within that time period. It gives you a bit of backstory as to what the country was like at that time, what the culture and the politics was like at that time, and what it was like for some of the characters we're following during that period. Now, this is not a great spoiler, but it's not a particularly nice time to be living through. The story also moves to more modern day times as well as referencing back to the Cultural Revolution as well. And the reason I refer to it as like Blake Crouch is because this is, I believe, I'm not a massive science fiction reader, but I believe this is more like a hard science fiction series where there's a lot of science, there's a lot of detail and technicalities that's gone into that you're just not going to understand. I certainly didn't. It mashes with your head a little bit because the stuff you're reading about that you just can't follow along with. You're just there for the ride and trying to take it all in. But then it's interspersed with, this is the Ready Player One element of this, of my review. It's like an immersive video game as well, which I wasn't expecting, and I was thinking, what on earth is this? And don't get me wrong, I was along for the ride. I had the hard science fiction, I had this immersive video game element going on as well, and I was thinking, wow, I really did not expect it to be like this. And this goes on for maybe the first half of the book before it then switches again to something else. And it's to something else that if you read the synopsis or you do any research about this video, you will know will be coming. I didn't know it was coming, so it caught me off guard, which was a good thing. But it had left me wondering what on earth this book was going on about and where it was heading. So it's a bit of a catch-22 really. If you want to know fully what you're letting yourself in for, fine, read the synopsis. If you don't and you're just along for the ride, you're going to feel like you're getting like hit from this side, and you get hit from this side, and then you get hit again, and then you're back in the middle, and you don't really know where this book is going to go next. And that is one of my criticisms for this book, and what I think kind of spoiled my enjoyment a bit was that the structure of it in terms of what it was and what it was going to be and what it was setting up was quite jarring really. The pacing was a bit all over the place as well, along with quite a few info dumps. The hard science fiction elements to it at some point was just like, there were times when the character was just talking at you for page after page after page after page, explaining all this hard science fiction technical detail about what they're going on about. And it was a bit tiring at times, and those parts were my least enjoyable parts of the book. So in terms of what I did enjoy, was that this book is very, very ambitious. I don't think I've read anything like this before. The scope of it, the ambition of it, what it's trying to achieve, the in-game element of it, how it was played out, and what was happening within it was just, again, you didn't really know what was going on, but in terms of what the world that the author was having you in and how these characters were dealing with their environment, I found fascinating. How it moved through different time periods, I really enjoyed and found it fascinating. But I didn't have a clue where it was heading to. And that was the overall takeaway with this book, is that at no point reading it did I know where it was heading to, what the end point was with it. It just felt like it jumped around in all manner of different places. But that being said, I enjoyed it. I did have a good time with it. I was invested, I was hooked with it, and I will read book number 2. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this book if you've read it, and if book 2 is a step up or a step down from my thoughts that you've just heard. So I will chat to you in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.